It was parked in the driveway. Nobody was inside. The family was asleep upstairs. Sometime after midnight, the car woke up. A soft hiss, then a glow behind the rear wheel. By the time the smoke alarm screamed, the garage was already orange. The fire crew asked the obvious question. The engine was off. The key was in the kitchen. So what exactly had lit it? Go back a few years. The future looked clean. Gasoline was the past. Everyone believed it. Chevrolet wanted to be the company that made electric normal, not a toy for the rich. A real car for a real driveway. They built it to be trusted, affordable, quiet, safe enough to leave charging while you slept. Picture one of the owners, a commuter, careful with money, proud of the choice. He plugged it in every night, like brushing his teeth. Full battery by morning, no gas station, no noise. He told his neighbors it was the smartest thing he'd ever bought. He believed the machine understood itself, that somewhere inside, something was watching the cells, counting, protecting. And in a way, something was. The car was full of quiet software, invisible logic humming in the dark. It decided how fast to charge, when to stop, when to rest. It was supposed to know the difference between a healthy battery and a sick one. That was the whole promise. The car takes care of itself. He slept easier because of it. He had no reason not to. Nobody did. Not yet. The first fires didn't look like a pattern. They looked like accidents. A car in a garage, a car in a driveway, burned down to the frame. Each one was strange. The cars weren't crashing. They weren't even moving. They were sitting still, fully charged. And then, alone in the dark, they ignited. Inside the company, people noticed. You could not notice. The reports came in from different states, different owners, same ending. Engineers pulled the wreckage apart. They looked for a spark, a short, a mistake someone made. What they found instead was worse. The cars were doing nothing wrong. They were simply full and resting. That was the horror of it. The dangerous moment wasn't driving. It was parking. The safest thing an owner could imagine, a charged car ready for morning, was the trap. So the company sent a warning, quiet, careful, easy to miss. Don't charge it all the way. Don't leave it charging overnight. And please, don't park it inside. Read that again. They told people to park their cars outside, away from the house, away from the family sleeping upstairs. They dressed it up as a precaution. But listen to what it really said. We are not sure this car is safe where you keep it. And they still didn't know why. They pushed out new software, a patch, a promise that the car could now spot the danger itself. Trust the update. The machine will watch the cells for you, but the update was a guess wearing a lab coat, because to catch a failing battery, the software had to know what failure looked like, and the thing that was going wrong had been hiding since the factory, long before the software ever ran, long before the owner ever plugged in. The warning was out there, faint and easy to ignore. Most people ignored it. They buried this file for years. Subscribe, because there are more. It's late. The house is dark. The car is in the garage, cord in the port. The battery reads full. The dashboard is asleep. Everything, by every measure, is fine. Deep inside one cell, something shifts. No sound anyone could hear. No warning light. No alarm. Heat builds where heat should not be. A single point. Getting hotter. The neighboring cell feels it. Then it too begins to climb. There is a name for what comes next, but nobody in the house knows it. They're upstairs, breathing slow, trusting the machine to watch itself. The first cell lets go. A hiss, a crack, a thin ribbon of smoke curling up from the floor. Then light, not a flame yet, a glow, like something waking up. The plastic starts to sag, the air turns sharp and chemical, and the software, the update, the promise, the thing that was supposed to catch this, sees nothing, because this cell looks to the software exactly like a healthy one. The glow becomes fire. The fire finds the ceiling. Upstairs, the smoke alarm finally screams. They have seconds. They don't understand why. The answer had been sealed inside those batteries since the day they were built. Here is what was really happening. Inside each battery were hundreds of thin layers folded tight. A stack of foil and film pressed together. Between the layers sat a separator, a whisper-thin sheet keeping the two sides apart. Two tiny defects, both born on the assembly line. In some cells, a metal tab was torn. In the same cells, that separator was folded. One flaw alone was survivable. But when both appeared together, the two leaf sides could touch. When they touched, they shorted. And a shorted cell packed with energy does one thing. It runs away. Thermal runaway. Heat feeding heat, faster than anything can stop it. That was the physical flaw. But it wasn't the flaw that killed people's homes. The real failure was the mind of the car. The software watched voltage and current, neat numbers on a screen, but a folded separator doesn't show up as a neat number, it hides. A doomed cell and a perfect cell read the same, right up until the moment of fire. So the car, so proud of watching itself, was watching the wrong thing. It stared straight at the danger and saw a full, healthy battery. The update didn't fix the blindness, it just gave it a name. The recall, when it came, was enormous. Every one of those cars called back. The battery maker and the car maker pointed at the factory floor. The defects were real, documented, rare. Rare is a comforting word. Rare is fine until it's your garage. But strip away the chemistry and look at what actually failed. The defect was in the batteries, the blindness was in the code, but the failure was in the silence. Because by the time owners were told to park outside, the company already knew. They knew the safe-looking car was the dangerous one. They knew the software couldn't tell. And still, the message went out soft. A precaution, a footnote, charged to less than full. Not, your car might burn your house down while you sleep. The flaw was 2 specks of metal and film. Anyone can make a mistake in a factory. The real fault was the gap between what they knew and what they said. That gap was where the fires lived. A few years later, a different company sold a battery it swore was safe, until the whole ship carrying them caught fire at sea.